What is going on, PPL fans? It is one of your analysts, Trev CL here, and I am not alone. I am joined by my lovely co-host, Rizzy Powell.
Yo, what is up? This is Rizzy Powell.
Brilliant.
I know.
Yeah, well, so we were supposed to do weekly recaps, and that never worked out. So now we're doing mid-season recaps. So yay.
Yay.
We'll try to maybe do a couple weekly recaps after this, but it's just been a really busy time for a lot of people in the PPL, including us. So hope you guys can forgive us for not necessarily doing our jobs. But yeah, so what we're gonna do in this recap, mid-season recap, we are going to be going over the standings, which you can see on your screen hopefully right now. We will be going over who's hot and who's not, who we think is going to make it to D1 next season, and who will not make it to D1 next season. Or we'll go over the three people.
The entire thing, our predictions and stuff like that about
basically
the end of the season.
And then we'll kind of go over the MVP / Golden Pokeball Award and kind of our predictions for that too, because MVPs are also very important. But starting off the bottom, we have Evelyn and her Herdier Bremen, and we also have Noise. Thanks. We have Eric of the Bristol Beedufs. We have Old Man Tup of the Pittsburgh Piratas coming at 10. And now into the single-digit rankings, we have RTK.
Woodland Timbers, but RTK.
All right, cut me off. Why don't you? All right.
You were. Excuse me. Hello. I want to say something.
Okay, fine. How about you take the stage and then?
All right. Portland Timbers, RTK. He has won at 3 games, and he has lost 3 games as well.
Okay.
-2 differential.
Okay, Riz. They can see the entire. Okay. Then we got. All right. Go on.
Brington Stantler, alright, by Ellie. She has 3 wins as well and 3 losses.
Pretty much everybody from 5 to 9 has 3 wins and 3 losses, and everybody from 1 to 4 has 4 wins and 2 losses. So yeah, there we go. You can probably see that on your screen. I don't know if we're gonna have any graphics for this, or is it just gonna be what I record. So yeah, let's hope.
I wanted to go more in depth, but okay.
Okay, yeah.
I see how it is.
All right, and then just quickly, since we've spent way too long on this topic, we've got Ruby and the Cleveland Bros at 7 in the standings. We've got Jack and the Melbourne Victory Star at 6. We've got Kyle and his Harlem Gloomtrotters at 5. We've got She and his New Crustal United at 4. Fizz and his Atlanta Holloches at 3. Jordy and his Southampton Sneasels at 2. And the surprise of the season, no offense to any Magnitude fans, or Pokemon Trainer Steve as he goes by now, fans, but I'm sure this is a surprise even for Saucebooks fans, as Steve currently right now is technically in a virtual tie for first place with Jordan, but still he's listed as first here, so virtual tie or not, yeah.
With the whopping 4-2 record.
I wouldn't say that's whopping, but it's definitely impressive.
To be descriptive,
okay, yeah, good job, Riz. Your top-notch description game. But so yeah, so to go over who's hot, I think I'll go over who is hot, and then Riz can go over who is definitely not hot. But first off, we have to start off with the main man in charge himself, number 1 in the standings, Steve. Steve won his first game in somewhat surprising fashion, because some people had RTK ranked low, some people had him ranked high. I was one who at least had his team ranked high. I had heard that he wasn't necessarily the greatest player in the league, but I liked his team. I didn't like Steve's team too much, but Steve pulled off the 3-0 win there. That was the controversial timer game where RTK turned on the timer and then forgot all about the timer. And then Steve went on to lose his next 2 games, but he's really recovered since then with a nice 3-game winning streak to push him to number 1 in the league. And another surprising hot team right now is actually the 9th ranked Portland Timbers, who started the season 0-3, looked like they were completely out of any chance to make the even the playoff match for 3rd place. But now, honestly, with that 3-3 record, the differential is not the greatest in the world compared to the other 3-3 teams, but sometimes, hey, sometimes it takes a good record. So if he continues to find ways to win, it doesn't matter what your differential is. Wins are the most important things in the league. So, Riz, how about we go over to you with who is not hot this season?
Right. Who's not hot? So, as you can see by the standings, who are hopefully on the screen right over here, the only 2 and 4 teams are the Pittsburgh Pirates, coached by Old Man Tup. The Bristol Badoos, coached by Eric Ashnakai. And then 12th place is Herdier Bremen right now, which is Evelyn. H2O Drink It. So, I'm kind of surprised, especially to see Eric here. Eric, he's done pretty well in past leagues, and he's not doing very well this time. I know I really liked. I didn't really like it, but I thought it was definitely a pretty good team. One of the better teams when I did the power rankings for after the draft. So it's pretty surprising to see Eric right here. Pittsburgh Pirates. I don't have much to say about them though, but they are the 10th team. I knew I didn't really like their team in the preseason power rankings either. Not that much. Felt a bit random, their team. I remember that. And then the Herdier Bremen at 12th. Yeah, but I know that I know Evelyn fixed up a little bit of problems with their team by picking up Tentacruel and stuff like that. So, but she still is 12th, unfortunately.
Yeah. After that week 1 surprise and upset, because a lot of people, weren't expecting terribly much out of Evelyn. I think maybe it was Togue. Maybe it was KF. I don't know. I had her team pretty highly rated, like in the middle of the pack. I had seen her results from last few seasons of the PPL, and knew that they weren't terribly great, especially her D1 performance a couple seasons ago. But after her win against Ruby, her huge upset win, Ruby was top rated, at least team wise, by basically everybody. After that, I thought that would give her the momentum to possibly have a really good season, and it just has not worked out that way, as she has lost 5 in a row.
Yeah, I remember that match. I thought that she was going to do pretty well, but unfortunately.
Yeah. Sometimes that works. I've known a lot of teams.
She's not out of it at all. She's still she can slow. Actually, no, she's 1 and 5. I thought she was 2 and 4.
No, she's 1 and 5.
Yeah.
She
can do pretty well.
Yeah.
Still. If she wins out, she'll be
6 and 5. I don't know. Yeah. Even if she was to win out, I just don't know.
Be able to make D1 at this point.
But she could still have a solid season. Even if she was to win 4 out of her last 5 games, she could still have a pretty solid season at 5 and 6. And maybe give her momentum going into the next season. But
and Sun and Moon.
Yes, but as I was saying, I've known a lot of teams to win their first couple games or their first game, and then lose out. So I guess I shouldn't be terribly surprised by someone picking up a week 1 win and then hasn't won since, because just because you win week 1, even if your opponent is a top ranked team, doesn't necessarily mean that you're all of a sudden like, top ranked team in the league. So, but I still expected a little bit better. But who knows? Maybe she can turn it around with the changes to her team, because I believe she also made some. I think she dropped both Zardex and Terrakion, or at least Terrakion, if I remember correctly.
I know she picked up Tentacruel, I'm pretty sure, for some more removal, which was really nice for her.
Yeah.
Also, what I find is funny, reflecting back on our preseason power rankings, is that our lowest rated team, I'm pretty sure you had it the lowest rated as well, was Steve, and now he's number 1, so he completely proved us wrong. He proved to us that you can only have one Stealth Rocker being Infernape and still do well.
Yeah. But now that we've kind of gone over who's hot and who's not, so let's move on to the final point, which is the Golden Pokeball Award. Now, if you don't know what that is, that's basically the MVP award of the PPL. And so right now, as we shift over, we can see that currently in the
top 10.
Well, yeah, let's look at the top 10. So I'll cover the first 3, and then Riz can cover the last 7. But first we have Megalop at 10-1 at number 1, Tyranitar at 8-3 at number 2, and then we have RTK's Megagardevoir at 8-4 at number 3.
Yeah. Well, you didn't mention also Megalopony but
yeah, it's Ruby's. Yeah. Alright, I got it.
I'm just saying, so for the viewers, man.
Oh, also Arcanine is technically tied with Megagardevoir at 3. So that's
how's Arcanine again? Forget.
Oh, that's Eric. Eric has Arcanine.
Oh, Eric. Oh,
yeah.
So even though he's not doing that well, he has Arcanine up there, which is pretty cool. Garchomp. Who's Garchomp?
See, this is why I did not want to name everybody. I shouldn't have named anybody's Mon at all, because now we're gonna struggle. I know Kyle has Weavile at number 9. He has Manaphy at number 10.
Yeah, but Manaphy at number 10. 8 is Starmie, 7 Mamoswine, 6 Mence, and 5 Chomp. Salamence, does Fizz have Mence?
I don't think so.
No. RTK has Mence.
He does?
Yeah.
Okay, well, and it's only been brought to 2 games. That's crazy.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's pretty cool.
Are you sure RTK has... let's make sure. This is highly unprofessional.
It says Mence on his page. It says Big D. That's his nickname.
Big
RTK,
D.
Great nickname.
It should be Pawn Riz. That should be the Mence nickname.
You know what? Shut up.
Alright. But as for MVP predictions, it's looking like Megalop is pretty close, because Tyranitar is only 2 kills behind and 2 deaths behind. But honestly, I think if RTK brings Mence more, I think RTK is kind of Mence is kind of a sleeper MVP pick. So I'm going to make the bold prediction, and we can have this hashtag bold prediction stealing from the GBA, that Mence is at least going to make it into the top 3, if not win the MVP. If Mence doesn't win the MVP, I think Megalop's going to win the MVP.
Yeah, probably. I'm happy that Megagardevoir is up there. Megagardevoir is just such a fantastic Mega. And one Mon that I'd really like to see go up is Manaphy, because I know Kyle's been hacked, but maybe if he does well for the rest of the season, he can get Manaphy up right there, because it's definitely one of the best Mons in the league format.
Oh, by the way, when we're recording this, you can see that Manaphy has 7 games played, and we've only been covering 6. So basically, we know that Kyle and Jordy did play, but we actually haven't heard about the game at all. So the stats is on there, but we don't know the result of the game. So we made sure we kept that from us, so we didn't want to spoil ourselves. So that's why.
I know you who won it all.
Yeah. So that's why Manaphy, if it looks a little bizarre that Manaphy is the only Mon on the entire table that has 7 games played, that's why. But yeah, that'll do it. Unless you want to say anything else, Riz?
I'm amazing.
Okay. I know this was somewhat unprofessional. We probably could have gone a little bit more in depth on some of the teams, but you know.
This is pretty long. It's
yeah.
Pretty long,
yeah.
So.
Yeah. We went. We were expecting to go. We actually were expecting to probably not go nearly as in depth as we did. So we're proud of ourselves for actually remembering some things.
I give myself a pat on the back right here.
You don't deserve anything, okay, dude? You keep on getting roasted in diss tracks. Okay, but other than that, that's been your PPL analyst, Trev CL, and Rizzy Pal is kind of here sometimes. And we will see you guys, probably not the rest of the season, but hopefully the rest sometime this season. Bye.